what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. My wife and I sat down with Harlan Mitchell and discussed our own estate planning needs. I know in our experience, Harlan brought up questions that caused us to think about our current situation and what we need to do moving forward. When you sit down with Harlan for your free consultation, you're going to find out things that you may have not thought about when it comes to estate planning. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884 and schedule your free consultation today.
Would you like enhanced energy, better moods, less fatigue, help with allergies, better sleep, mental clarity, or just want improvement of your overall immune health and well-being? Do you need to recover from intense activities, workouts, or sports? Then IV therapy at the Drip Factor inside Trinity Medical Center is right for you. Our IV drips are filled with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that will help your body replenish, restore, and achieve your wellness goals. For more information, visit trinity-medicalcare.com and schedule your appointment today at Trinity Medical Center, located at 500 Governors Drive.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi folks, this is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Do something good today.
Welcome to another edition of the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and right now I have on the line with me Lance Weir. Lance is part of Challenged Athletes Foundation Operation Rebound. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Lance.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Glad to have you, and I've talked to many people who are part of your team when it comes to Operation Rebound CAF, and I appreciate the effort that Nico Marcolongo is making to find veterans and those who are still active duty and first responders to find a path to recovery, and not just physical recovery, but mental recovery as well.
Yeah, for sure. Nico's got his finger on the pulse, as always, and we're thankful for him in our lives, no doubt. He's changed many, and Operation Rebound is doing incredible work, and I'm one of the fortunate ones to have been a part of it.
Well, nobody can tell your story better than you, but you were in the Marine Reserves. You had an accident that caused you to have some physical challenges.
I did have a non-service connected injury while I was in the Marine Reserves. August 8, 1993, I took my hat off, dropped it into a river, and went in after it head first, and ultimately that was a bad decision, which led to paralysis, not only in my legs, but my upper body as well. So that's called quadriplegic. And 26 years later, who would ever been able to think that I would say that I feel like I'm one of the luckiest men alive.
Wow, because the day after you wouldn't have felt like that.
No, not at all. You know, even years after my accident, I wouldn't have felt like that, and I didn't. And one of the things that helped turn my life around in such a special way, one of those things is Challenged Athletes Foundation and Operation Rebound.
When somebody's listening to a story like yours, Lance, one of the things we like to do is, of course, encourage people moving forward and putting a path, so to speak, a direction in their life where they can rebound. And for you, as you said, it took years for you to rebound, and somebody who's struggling right now may be sitting there wondering, well, how could I face this same battle with what Lance did? How was it that you were able to face the challenge of one day being able to use your arms and legs and then the next day not?
Yeah, it was tough. I was an athlete, and everything about my life was about physical activity. So for it just to come to the complete abrupt stop sent me into a bad spot, Mark, for a long time. Ultimately, in the end, I knew when I looked at myself in the mirror that two things: that if my life were to end today, it would be a shame, and it would be a bad way because I wasn't in a good spot. And second was, had I put forth the right amount of effort to see whether or not I could make it be the other way, a good life, a productive life, had I done that, and I was unable to say yes. So I was, by the grace, I was able to make a turn and give it one last shot. And because of those things, I was able to turn around, and very thankful that I did. I can say from personal experience that if you you've given it 100% all your effort, that you can make the best of a bad situation.
At your worst moment, Lance, who was it that surrounded you and supported you through this, and even when you maybe had an attitude that you shouldn't have had, continue to stand by you?
Well, I had I had a great family. I had great friends. I was surrounded by a lot of people. Ultimately, in the end, and all those, they were always there trying to help and support me. It was a dog, honestly, Mark, that saved my life. And then I'm still affiliated with that organization today, the organization that actually gave me a dog, that actually gave me back responsibility. It gave me back, it just gave me back what I needed to make a turnaround. And I'm truly blessed by that.
Say that one more time right there. Gave you what you needed and truly blessed by that. I had a call coming in. Yeah,
just truly blessed by the gift I was given in the form of unconditionally loving creature that gave me back responsibility and the drive to not only take care of him, but in return, it helped take care of me. So super thankful for that. Another great organization, and just been, like I said, I've been blessed to be touched by some very special people in my life.
Well, 2 quick questions. What's the name of your dog?
My third dog now, Mark. I've had a working dog in my life since 2004, 16 years. I'd like to say all 3 of their names if I could. My first dog was Satine. I know that I credit her with saving my life. My second dog, Augie, I had for 8.5 years, still alive and well, but retired. Helped me create the kind of life that I'm living now. And then I just retired him and received my third working dog. His name's Elijah. I call him Cash. For a couple of different reasons. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan, and I grew up near the Cache River in Arkansas. Those are my dogs. Those are my heroes.
Interesting. I'm going to be speaking to Johnny Cash's daughter-in-law next Wednesday. That's interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Johnny Cash and I grew up, obviously at different times, but grew up the way the crow flies, maybe 60 miles apart. So there's always that connection. And then there's a real small river back home called the Cache River that my family grew up on. And so there's some meaning behind that. But that's awesome. That's good for you.
Well, share the organization that provided the dogs.
Canine Companions for Independence is the name of the nonprofit. It's been around nearly 45 years. I want to say 45 years now. They started in northwestern California, and soon after they moved to another location in Southern California. And once they saw that the concept of a dog working with somebody outside of blindness was just going to take off, they're now nationwide and have 6 regional offices, and are the largest assistance dog organization in the country, and pioneered the concept and continue to set the bar in that realm.
That's incredible. How did you find out about them?
I found out about them, Mark, in Colorado at a spinal cord injury research center and rehab called Craig Hospital. And I saw a demonstration between a lady who was raising a puppy for the nonprofit. And I watched how professional she was and how attentive and how smart that puppy was that was working next to her at such a young age. It struck a chord with me. And it was something that brought joy and happiness in my life in that one instant. And I knew then that I wanted to find out more about it. So I did some research, filled out an application, and the rest is history.
Had you already been a dog guy before?
I grew up with many dogs, Mark.
Same here.
On the farm, some were around longer than others, and none of them really really listened very well. So the concept of a dog working for you was just kind of outside the realm for me. But after learning more about it, it almost felt too good to be true. But in the end, it was incredible.
That is incredible. And when we come back, Lance, let's talk about what the success that you've had, or the successes that you've had through Challenged Athletes Foundation, Operation Rebound, and what was done for you to help you move forward these 26 years later. That's amazing, 26 years. Folks, we're talking to Lance Weir right now. He is affiliated with the Challenged Athletes Foundation, Operation Rebound. I hope you'll stick with us. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I am your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
the best way to buy, sell, and experience land is with Jonathan Berryhill. For your farm, ranch, recreational, hunting, timber, and acreage needs, contact National Land Realty Professional Jonathan Berryhill at 256-874-7354 or email at jberryhill@nationalland.com. Be sure to follow Jonathan Berryhill with National Land Realty on Facebook. This is your land. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
Hey everybody, this is Paul Overstreet, and you are listening to The Mark White Show. Stay tuned because Mark is doing some things on his show that's helping his community and uplifting people, so you stay with him.
He drives into the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away. Blue-eyed kid on second base wants Dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting, so he hurries on.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and we've been talking to Lance Weir, and we've talked about a special organization that found him not one, not two, but 3 dogs who helped to change his life and saved his life. Lance, welcome back to the Mark White Show.
Thanks, Mark. Glad to be back.
So we've talked about the injury that happened, and it was 26 years ago. You were out there and picking up, going into the water head first to get a ball cap, and an injury that changed your life. But as you said in your comments earlier, that you are a lucky man. What do you mean by that?
Mark, I've got to experience things and meet people and see things that, that I'm not sure that I ever would have had this not happened to me, this event not happened in my life. I wasn't able to look at it from a glass half full perspective for about the first half of this journey. But once I was able to learn to look at it from that perspective, I do know that I've been given a lot of wonderful opportunities, a lot of incredible resources, and have been surrounded by just very incredible people that if you take the time to try to learn and learn from and listen, you can improve your life. And that's ultimately what's happened to me. Since connecting with CAF, I got to reconnected me with the Marine Corps, Mark, which was something that had been missing from my life. And now I feel as connected to the Marine Corps as I ever did. And that's a direct result from Operation Rebound. I got to compete at a very high level. It actually took me into the emerging shooter program with the Paralympics. So I got to travel and compete at the highest levels in air rifle competition, which would have never happened before. And then I also got involved in cycling in 2012 and have gotten the chance to ride down the coast of California 9 years in a row this year, and then do incredible rides, a 10-day ride through Eastern Oregon. I got to be the first challenged athlete to ever enter and complete a 508-mile race out of Reno, Nevada called the 508. I've been the first tandem hand cyclist ever to be granted an entry into an Ironman. I've gotten to do things that, in a lifestyle that I always wanted to. I always wanted to push myself. That was just kind of what I was made of, and I'm doing it now at 48 years old. I would have, who would have thought that?
Well, and that's a good testimonial to not giving up and not quitting, because you certainly could have, as you said, a dog helped save your life, but you had some choices when this happened, and you chose ultimately to make a decision that helped you to move forward and find yourself right now knowing that you have a best life for you.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. I'm just so thankful that I was able to see enough light to help me build some momentum. And in the darkest times, I know that I was at the lowest of lows, and I didn't have a lot of options. It was either climb out of it or it was going to end. And luckily, I was able to climb out of it and get to experience this wonderful life that we get to experience, and I feel like mine's as rich as anybody's.
Well, and as I'm sitting here thinking about it, if you lose the ability to use your arms and your legs, the foundation for building on would begin with your mental foundation and what type of person you were prior to that happening as to how you can overcome it. Seems to me that your strength would come from the emotional side first to mentally say, okay, Lance, it's time to focus on what you can do and not what you can't.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. I've never really heard it put in that context, and it definitely resonates for sure. Yeah, but like I said, it took me a long time to come out of it. I would like to say that I was strong enough and mentally strong enough to come out of it as soon as it happened. That didn't happen for me. Ultimately, I went back home to small town Arkansas and not putting this on my surroundings, but my resources were limited, my opportunities were limited, the weather back home was limiting. I faced some challenges, that's for sure. No excuses. Took me longer to come out of it than I would have liked, but ultimately I found it in me to do that, and I'm very thankful for that.
I don't know that there's not too many people that we could meet on the street, Lance, and talk to and say, would you have liked for this to happen 10 years earlier? Would you wish that this had happened 20 years? If it's something good in our life, then of course we'd love for it to have happened decades prior if it could have. But the fact is that every step that we take, if you take one of those steps away, we don't have that feeling of success 20 years later because something's missing that we had to go through first.
You're right. You're exactly right, Mark.
Man, I was also thinking about the fact that if you grew up on a farm, you probably had a gun safe or a gun rack somewhere, right?
Yeah, for sure. I did. I grew up with a one of my earliest memories is walking around with a 22 rifle in my hands, hunting, whatever it may be in season at that time. So when I joined the Marine Corps and went through second phase, and we went to the rifle range, and they tried to strip us of all of our knowledge, which they had done a very good job up until that point. But I knew that whenever I got on that rifle range, that might be one of the easier times I'd have in boot camp. And did really well. I think I finished second in my platoon. I was really disgusted by the fact that I didn't win the high marksmanship award, but ended up winning that award in my law enforcement school, and then ultimately, once I reconnected to the sport in the Marine Corps 10 years ago, it came back to me pretty quick. So I was always confident in that, and have always done well with it. And I know that'd make my dad proud right now.
So did you serve as a police officer yourself?
I was an MP in the Marine Corps, in the Marine Reserves, Mark. That was my MOS.
Well, I was a police officer too, and I was thinking about, we talked about 22 rifles a lot in law enforcement and what those things could actually do and how far they could actually shoot. Some people suggested that you could make a 22 round go a mile, but I don't know. Can you tell me how far a 22 would actually go if it was just allowed to keep going?
That's a good question, Mark. I wish I had an answer for you. I don't. I just know that if something's back in the day, something was within my sight, there was a good chance I was going to be able to get it. But I'm not sure exactly how far I'm going to shoot. I know that's the only form of a rifle I ever needed when I was younger.
Now, you mentioned your dad. Is he still around?
No, my father passed in '97 from cancer, and that was the reference to hopefully make him proud today.
Absolutely. Well, my granddad passed away in '98. I was a freshman at Alabama at the time. My granddad raised me. He died of cancer as well, so I understand that feeling of loss, man. That connection, 26 years, 25 years. It's now, for me, been 98, so we're looking at 22 years this year, January 15th, and it always stays with you, and you always want to try to do something to make those men proud.
You're exactly right, Mark. That's that is a great feeling.
I can imagine that he is very proud of you, Lance, and what you have done to overcome as his son. I think a lot of fathers take pride in the fact that their sons are able to succeed at different levels, and it's not winning trophies and other things that we normally think about, but just having a good life and having a good quality of life and saying, that's my boy. And that's what I think about when I think of my granddad too, and my own dad, who passed away in 2016 of cancer himself as well.
Yeah. You're exactly right, Mark. I think that, we feel like they're tough on us when we're younger, but looking back on it, that's completely the opposite. And I know that they'd just be proud of the fact that we're happy and healthy. That's the most important thing.
Well, Lance, what's your pitch right now for people who are listening that might be interested in Challenged Athletes Foundation Operation Rebound, if they're in first responder realm or if they're in the military realm?
If trying to better your life and enrich your life and bring joy and happiness and all those things back into your life or something that you're wanting to do, if it's missing and you're needing it, that's an organization that's going to help make it happen. If you're hesitant about it, just try to push that aside and make the call, make the jump. Reach out to somebody, reach out to me, reach out to Nico, reach out to anybody, and just and when you do that, you're going to connect to somebody that's had their life changed by this organization, and in return, it's going to change yours if you'll let it, if you want it to. So, I sure hope that if there's somebody out there that's questioning whether or not CAF is a good fit for them, and CAF might be something that would be good for them, I'm 100% sure that it is. and 100% sure that you should find out about it, and 100% sure that once you do, you'll be thankful you did.
Possibility is that you may have connected with somebody through this interview today. If somebody wanted to reach out to you specifically, Lance, how would they do that?
They could do that via my email, my phone number. My email address is lwweir@gmail.com. My phone number would be 760-842-4215. You can look my name up on Instagram. I'm on there. I'm on Facebook. It's Lance Weir, Weir. But I'd love to be able to help in some way.
Again, I appreciate your attitude. I appreciate your perspective and having an opportunity to listen to your story. Every person's story is different, and every path that they take is different, and nobody is going to be the same. But the bottom line is you find the strength and the courage to get through whatever the challenge is, and you can overcome. It may take 5 years. It may take 20 years. It may take 40 years before you finally find your path. But if you don't quit and don't give up and you're still breathing, you have a chance to succeed in this life.
100%. Yeah, you nailed it. I couldn't have said that better myself. You just gotta one day you gotta wake up and say, I'm gonna try a different angle. I want to make it work, and I'm gonna reach out to people around me that have somehow found a way to make it work for them, and I'm gonna not be too proud to ask how they did that, and not be too proud to ask for help, because people ultimately in the end, we're all servants, and we want to do something for each other, and there's nothing better than helping somebody better their lives.
Lance Weir, I have really enjoyed this conversation with you today.
Yeah, same here, Mark. Thanks for thinking of me. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Folks, we've been talking to Lance Weir. He has shown that you can succeed in spite of some of the challenges you might face in this life. I hope that you'll determine yourself that you'll find a way that you can succeed. Maybe you're down, maybe you're blue, maybe there's something that you just don't think you can do. You need to find that path, and you need to get the strength and the courage within you, that mental foundation that you know is within you, and find a way to succeed. Folks, I want you to follow The Mark White Show. I hope that this show is an encouragement to you. And if it is, I want you to share it with your friends, your neighbors, and your family. Let them know about The Mark White Show and what we're doing to try to make a difference in our communities and sharing stories to encourage and inspire. I also encourage you to subscribe to The Mark White Show podcast via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, YouTube, and on TuneIn Radio. You have been listening to another edition of The Mark White Show, and this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Hello there, everybody. This is DJ Svoboda with the Imagine Friends of Imagiville, dedicated to spreading autism acceptance and autism inclusion, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, everybody. This is DJ Thomas. You know, raindrops may be falling on your head, but on Kyla's corner, she's living life sunny side up.
Nothing seems to fit. You are my sunshine, my only.
This is Kyla Carter of Kyla's Corner. You can hear my segment every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on The Mark White Show. Remember to tune in every Saturday and always live life sunny side up.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. Drive in, drive through, order online, or come in and set a minute. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Appling, or in Arlington at Highway 70 just a block west of 385.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Oh, won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good today.